Welcome back to another rainy day in the Wizard Shop, and we have a very unfortunate event on this car, especially on a rainy day, right after this. Here we have a 2013 Honda Accord that was brought to us in the shop for not engine, not transmission, no electrical problems, no brakes. Everything that we need to do to this vehicle is on top of it, actually on the vehicle. And as you can see, on a rainy day, this is not something that you want happening to you. I don't know the full story about how this happened, but I do know that his sunroof glass is shattered. There was glass all inside. We got that cleaned up and all the particles and pieces picked up. But we're going to do a video today to show you guys that if you ever run into this occurrence, it may be that you don't have to replace the entire sunroof mechanism that's all inside the roof here. You could just get away with the glass only. Through a Honda dealership, I was able to purchase just the glass with the hinges and things to attach it. We're going to do that today. We're going to take the old broken pieces out. I'm going to show you how to do that, things to watch out for. We're going to have Michael doing the work. We're going to install a new sunroof glass. Let's get started. As you can see, there's a little Torx bolt here. There's 4 of them. 1 here, 1 there, and 2 over there. And that's all that holds the glass in. I'm going to show you guys how to get that apart. We're going to pull this old broken glass out. So one of the things that you can do to help you access these screws on various different cars, it could be bolts, it could be screws, you just have to see what you got. But you want to put it in a tilt position if it has that feature. And there you can see we can access these screws now. I'm going to go ahead and have Michael take those out, and we're going to get this broken, nasty, shattered piece out of here. One thing you want to keep in mind when you're taking these little bolts or screws out is this is not an impact wrench job. This is very small screws with very small amounts of torque. The little 1/4-inch drive is what you're going to need to get these off. Don't use big tools. You'll end up cracking or breaking your new glass. So go ahead and have Michael undo those bolts and we'll get this old piece out of here. When doing this job, you want to make sure you have some gloves on or some sort of protection because this is sharp glass. It could slice you pretty bad. So make sure, especially when you're taking this apart, that you don't bump it or slip and jab your hand into the glass. That would be very bad. It would be a bloody mess. So I'm going to go grab me a set of gloves and we're going to hoist this thing out of here. Okay, on this you probably want to have a buddy, somebody help you, because if it collapses or breaks, it could just run down your hand. Again, it could cut you. So we'll lift this out together. As you can see, it's pretty floppy. I'll grab that and set it on a cloth or something behind you. Now we can see the open area where the glass has been removed. There's the 2 bolt holes on either of these rails here, brackets I guess you could call them. When this happens, you're very likely going to have particles of glass all through the tray, all through the track. You want to make sure you get all of those pieces out, because when you try to operate the new glass on the sunroof and it gets caught up or bound up in broken glass pieces, you could inadvertently break your new glass all over again. Or it could not get a good seal and leak, or get jammed up and break the motor. It could turn out pretty bad. So what I recommend is getting compressed air, blowing through the track. Wear some face protection. We've already done that on this actually. And blow all the debris out and out of this track and out of here. Or you can use a vacuum. But down in these tracks where it's really tiny area, a vacuum's not going to be able to get in there very well. That's why I recommend compressed air in the track itself. And here we have a brand new glass assembly, OEM Honda from the dealership. It actually wasn't that very expensive. A few $100, $300-400 bucks. And it comes with all the brackets and a new seal around it. Already installed, ready to go. I'll move this over to Michael and we'll go ahead and set this in place. So as you can see on this old one, the mounting holes on the brackets are quite large. They're a large square shape. The screw is very small that fits in the middle here. It leaves you room for adjustment. You don't want to lock down your screws and then just start operating the sunroof. It could be out of alignment. So you put your screws in and just barely finger tight until they seat. That way you can move it around and adjust it according to the opening that's in top of the roof. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we have it in the down position to install the bolts. What we're going to do is get on top and look at the roof and make sure everything is even all the way around on the glass. So as you can see, if we just tighten down our bolts and said, okay, we're done, we're not done. It's sticking up really high over here, and it's really low over here. It needs to be flat with the whole roof line and match all the way around the whole glass. We left the screws loose, or the bolts loose, I should say, in their square holes, so that we can move this around and get everything lined up, just like this. Come to the other side. Now we'll do this side. The rubber gasket that it comes with is nice and tight, so it'll hold it in place for you. So now we have a nice flat sunroof seal all the way around the whole glass. So I'll go ahead and have Michael tighten that down. When you tighten these down, you don't crank on it with a foot-long breaker bar, obviously. Use your 1/4-inch drive and get it snug, and maybe a 1/4 of a turn, and that's it. It's very delicate parts inside of there. It's not meant to be torqued really heavily. So I'll let him go ahead and do that, and then we'll test it. Now we got everything tightened down, we'll go ahead and have Michael put it in the lift position. That is a nice little vent during the summer to let air pass through. That looks like that works nice. Go ahead and put it back in the closed position. As we can see, we got some more adjustment to do. This is a down a little bit here. So go ahead and loosen all those up. When you go to loosen these up to make some more adjustments, you don't need to take it 3 or 4 turns out. It's just like a 1/2 a turn until it gets really easy to turn, and then you stop. Okay, tighten those 2 down. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the parts inside of here are delicate. So just the fact of opening and closing it can cause the adjustment to get a little bit out of line, because all the brackets and track pieces in here are flimsy, cheap metal, and they could flex and move. So there's a few times you have to open and close it to get everything level. Okay, go ahead and tighten those there. Okay, go ahead and operate in the lift position again. Okay, and then close it back down. Beautiful.
So, Car Washer, what happens if you don't get it lined up properly? It's not smooth on top. What could happen?
It'll let way too much water leak in, more than the tray can compensate for, the drip tray. Or it could let wind noise in. It could also cause it to misalign. It could break your glass if you get it way off kilter and it tries to lower and it push pressure, and you don't want to damage your new glass. So let's go ahead and put it in the full open position. Beautiful. At this time, if you want, you can take compressed air, which I've already done, and blow out your sunroof drains. So right where my screwdriver is poking is a little hole. There's one on the driver's front corner and on the passenger's front corner. You can get a compressed air gun down in there and lightly blow that out to make sure there's no debris or pieces of leaves or trees or anything else, seeds and things that get down in there. If you want to see what those little tracks look like, the little drain tubes, check out my last video on War Turtle where we have the headliner down and you can actually see those tubes and what they do. But basically that blows out the debris, it keeps these from getting clogged and raining water down inside. Just make sure it's nice and clean in this drip tray. We don't want any glass pieces left over from our previous damage to the glass. So make sure that's all cleaned out because the glass could also get in there and clog those little holes and then you'll have rain dripping in. So go ahead and put it in the closed position there. And up position. And closed. Very good. We verified the operation. Everything seals up nice and flat, just like it should. Very good. So we got that taken care of for the customer. We got the broken glass out, got a nice new clean OEM Honda glass in there. I want to thank Michael for putting that in. Did a very good job. Everything is A-okay. We'll get this to the customer today and he'll be very happy. He won't get rained on. That'll be a very, very good thing for him. The customer was actually going to claim insurance on this and get this fixed through the insurance company. But after he kind of did some math and looked at his deductible versus what it costs to get this fixed, it would almost be where he's paying the insurance company this same amount to just have us do it. And it made sense to just go ahead and have us do it and not have the ding against his insurance for having a claim against his account. He told us order the glass, get it fixed, so I can drive my car and not get rained on. So that's what we did today. Very happy car, happy customer. So I've had people in the comments say, do you ever work on common everyday cars, Hondas, Ford, Chevys? Yes, I do, as you can see here. We're happy to take care of this, get it taken care of for him. And just like we showed here, if you have this happen, it may be possible that you don't need to replace the entire sunroof unit. That could be $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000. If a shop tells you that and you know that it's just the glass broken, do some shopping around. Call the dealership. Say, can we purchase just the glass only with just the brackets? And the answer I got here was, absolutely, you can. And that's what we did. It can be very expensive to replace an entire sunroof unit. Just like you've seen in the previous video with War Turtle, all the headliner has to come down with all the brackets, all the pieces, the sun visors, the rear view mirror, everything has to come down. And then there's that much more work again to get the sunroof assembly off the roof. So we're able to save this customer a little bit of money and get him back on the road. If you're curious what kind of tools we use, check the Amazon affiliates link in the description below. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that now. We got many, many more cool videos to come. Thanks for watching.